grab a hold of that leg, which he has. And there it is, and it's done! Gordon Ryan has a middle.
The era dominated by legends like Gordon Ryan and Craig Jones might not be forever. A new generation of young, fearless warriors is poised to seize the throne. These prodigies are not just winning titles, they're redefining the sport with their extraordinary skills, relentless determination, and downright audacity. These young cubs had the chance to start training BJJ at a very young age. It will allow them to dominate everyone and bring the sport to a whole new level. We will experience stuff never seen before with this generation. The American-born Portuguese-speaking AOJ fighter is among the very few that fight and have won championships in both the gi and no-gi competitions.
65 seconds left, and it is now 8 points to 0 for Abate. And I feel that that kickoff and coming up on top, yeah, it's going to be 2 more points, 10-0.
At the age of 14, Cole obliterated 91 teenagers and submitted 87 of them in a year.
Go Cole, you first!
Crazy, right? What a little demon. 2021 was his breakout year, where he dismantled a black belt when he was only a blue belt.
Runs down 1 last heel hook attempt, 2 last heel hook attempts for Cole Abate.
This year, Cole has become unstoppable. He has broken the record as the first ever BJJ athlete to climb up 2 belt rankings in the same year. And this was no easy task. After training for more than 13 years, his dream of becoming a black belt was fulfilled. The youngest ADCC trial winner and 4 times 2023 IBJJF champion is undefeated in all his matches this year from purple to black belt. Abate has a 30-match win streak with 25 submissions from those matches. Just 18 years old, Ice Cole is one for the future. Although Dan started jiu-jitsu rather late than the rest of the young fighters, he made up for lost time with his monstrous physique, having a 60% higher bone density than the average human being and 12.6% of body fat. Big Dan is a very scary guy to be on the mat with. Dan wanted to improve his jiu-jitsu skills, so he came to John Danaher as a blue belt and trained for 3 years before he was awarded his purple belt. And this came after the 19-year-old heavyweight won his first gold medal in the ADCC championship trial. Big Dan would go on to attend his second UFC Fight Pass Invitational, where he almost yanked off Nick Rodriguez's shoulder in an armbar attempt.
He thought about it. Oh my God! Huge trouble! He's out! Oh my God!
After falling short of the win, Dan would go on to grab the $5,000 grand prize in the Submission Hunter Pro tournament. It was here that the world would see the 6'7", 275 pounds giant trademark submission, the Mother's Milk Smother submission. At just 20 years old, the Romanian has gone on to accumulate not 2, not 5, but 10 ADCC Open gold medals, and he isn't stopping anytime soon. The next top fighter is 90 pounds lighter, but that didn't stop him from choking Big Dan's neck off. His name? Andrew Tackett. Andrew Tackett is a black belt combat jiu-jitsu world champion. It didn't come as a surprise when Andrew, also called Pirulito by his teammates, got his black belt last year after a year of destroying the brown belt division and becoming their champion. Prior to then, at 6 years old, Andrew started his jiu-jitsu career following in the footsteps of his brother, William. Andrew's aggressive style and his habit of always pushing the pace were two of his many talents. Another was his lack of fear as he went head-to-head with a 6'7" giant, Dan Manisu, in whose next competition, skillfully submitting him. After the win, Dan's stock increased as he moved on to win the ADCC Trials Championship.
I am the champ. You try to climb to the tie using the ramp, back to the half. The ramp, waving my finger.
And has also won gold in both the purple and brown belt IBJJF competitions. But at blue belt, Tackett fell short. He lost to one of these sensational jiu-jitsu twins that I'll be telling you about next. Tai and Cade are known for their flamboyant style of fighting, always looking for the finish and not waiting for overtime. They are the BJJ sensation with not only their style of fighting, but also their style outside the cage. The Ruotolo brothers are the youngest black belt champions, Tai in IBJJF and Cade in ADCC. Not only that, the Rutolos have a combined 15 IBJJF gold medals, Cade a 12 times IBJJF champion, and Tai a 3 times IBJJF champion. After conquering the jiu-jitsu tournaments, their skill and flair were needed in the Asia Fighting Company, won, and they also wanted to take home some racks. And so they have. Both brothers have remained undefeated since their debut in the One Championship.
Tony's got to move. Oh my! Fighting the hands. First thing he has to do is fight those hands, but he's got extended. It's over.
Cade and Tai are hungry for more action and are looking to take their skills into MMA.
I want to beat some guys in jiu-jitsu, Marigali and Gordon that being, before I go transition to MMA fully.
We wait until they get punched in the face. Unlike other fighters on our young BJJ fighter list, the Ruotolo brothers have both beaten our next guy.
Ruotolo gets his hands in the air. Galvao stays on the mat.
Oh, he's tapping.
And Cade Ruotolo just submitted Mika Galvao.
But it doesn't take a chip off his shoulder. Born into a generation of warriors, Mika Galvao's path was already written in stone. Before he knew how to write, his hands knew how to fight, and by the age of 4, he stepped into his first competition, and since then, he has not looked back. Even after being stripped off of his championship medal and record because of his alleged doping.
A young black belt world champion has failed his drug test, so obviously big surprise. He would have been the youngest black belt world champion in history.
Mika has found a way to pick himself up, winning gold in 2 IBJJF Opens in both gi and no-gi competitions. The youngest BJJ black belter is a killer, and he hasn't failed to win gold in each year since donning the belt. But the next fighter is not only the youngest on our list, but also has the lowest belt. Her star shines the brightest. With her swag, aura, and style of fighting, Helena is in a world of her own. At just 16 years old, Helena has accumulated 10 gold medals in the ADCC Opens, making her one of the youngest to do it in both male and female categories. Her impressive stats have led her to make her debut on big stages, like the UFC Fight Pass Invitational.
Well, you got to do more to defend than just bring your hand into the crook. You got to fight
It's over.
You got to fight the top hand. There's the
And who's number 1?
Helena training with the wizard, John Danaher.
And all in all, she didn't leave it to points.
As I say that, she attacks the leg and gets a submission.
The Leopard Girl is 6th in the world in the featherweight division, and her coach, John Danaher, is just waiting for her to clock 17 to hand her her truly deserved purple belt. So, what's next for these young prodigies who have taken the BJJ world by storm? These young fighters have already achieved greatness, but their stories are far from over. Will Cole Abate continue his rise? Can Dan Manisu's unique physical attributes lead him to further glory in BJJ? Can Andrew become a champion in the Olympics of Jiu-Jitsu ADCC? What heights will the Ruotolo brothers reach as they venture into the world of mixed martial arts? Will Mika Galvao become the Juice King? Sorry, the King of Jiu-Jitsu? And will Helena Krivar become the youngest female black belt? Subscribe and we'll notify you when each happens.